Salutations, my friends. Welcome back. We are here at School of Fabco 806. I'm Alan, and we're working on this 1958 Ford. If y'all have been following, y'all know I'm working on the interior. I did my bracing. I'm about to continue my bracing, and once I get it braced really good, and then I'm welding my floor to my bracing, and then we'll keep adding some more bracing. So come on, folks. Oh, one more thing. I found the tool that Ian used on his channel. I already, went past that part because I couldn't find this early enough, but I'm gonna keep this thing handy because you never know. I think he said 1/4 inch square tubing. You can sit there and bend it perfectly. I'm sure you could some round bar. So I don't know. We'll play with it and see what we get. Okay, here you can see where I left off. There's my bracing, my V pillar, welded to the back of the cab, and then braced up to this factory brace. And now I'm gonna add another one here, add another one here, and then I'll brace it down and weld my bracing to the floor. So a little bit of work, but we'll see if we can complete it with what I have. All right, on this piece here, I needed an angle that my chop saw wouldn't do. So what I ended up doing, it's a little bit sketchy, but it worked, is I set it where I needed it. Once I set it, I clamped it down. And then here, I held it with my thumb just to make sure that it wouldn't move. And then boom. I didn't tape it in case it came back and hit me in the face, but it didn't. We're good. Now I have two pieces that are the same. So I'm gonna clean them up right quick and get them welded in. Let me see what y'all see right quick. Oh yeah. Love it. Next order of business, I'm gonna look at it again, make sure that this is exactly what I want. You know, Like I said, I don't have any pre-thoughts, pre-plans. I'm kind of just shooting for the moon here. And so far, it's gracefully falling into place. So, I think I'm going to continue with my plan. I'm going to get a couple of scraps, and I've got to check them from underneath. And basically what I want to do is, off the bottom of my bracing, I want to be able to build like a bridge going underneath that sits up against the floor. And if I can get that to work, and then I will spot weld the floor to my bracing from underneath going up, and then I'll be able to plate it off and, you know, put a couple more reinforcements to make sure that it's super strong. But that's a start. That's just where I'm going with it right now. I'm trying to think of the smoothest path. So I found me a piece of scrap. It looks like it's got a 45 cut on it. And I tried it where my tunnel goes up against my bracing, and it fit perfectly. So I'm gonna measure it out, cut me another one, and start putting this thing together. So here we go. All right, here you get an idea of kind of where I'm going. I'll put a couple of small ones in between those, maybe two, just to give it extra strength. And then from there, I'll probably use a piece of angle iron, maybe sheet metal, maybe angle iron because it's a little bit stronger. And I'll start welding my floor to that lower brace. Not too shabby. So it's getting there. There it is. So you see, this will be on the floor. This will go up against the square tubing. This will be up against the B pillar and all that bracing, and I'll just continue this welding to the bracing and make it all just one piece. So I guess next thing, let's see if it fits. Right before I test fit it, one small detail. A little line right there. Trim it out, ready to go. Okay, while he's in there prepping my cab, I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to make it into another angle iron. So I'm going to cut it here and then cut it here. Make two angle iron. And this, I'm going to put it underneath the radiator support, the original radiator support. And it'll be attached, spot welded, and I run a couple little worms on there. And it'll be up against the radiator support and then against the radiator support of the 58, and I weld them together. Just an extra brace because I want it to be extra strong. I'm super happy with it so far, so I'm just gonna keep pushing the direction we're going. So, work my lines real quick so I don't get confused. All right, a little bit of eye protection. Get this party started. So our square tubing is now 2 pieces of angled iron that we have cut, and now it's going to be our bracing. We test fitted it, brought it back, cleaned it up, and now we're ready to go back, set it into place, and weld the back of the cab to the floor. So this will be, right now it's being held by the bracing we put in there, but that's not strong enough. This right here will be strong enough. We'll add more bracing to it as we go, because I'm going to do another piece of tubing, which is going to also work as a part of my rocker. So yeah, let's get to work. Oh, one more thing. And I've got the other bracing that I'm going to put, same thing here too. It was a piece of square tubing, cut it down. I'm going to use it in the front radiator support just to add an extra support. I'm putting these underneath the original radiator support that was there holding the radiator on the 2003 F150, and now it's just going to have a little bit extra strength. Nothing wrong with being a little extra safe, and a little bit of blood on there. All right, look at that. Second spot weld, and he's Radio Pro. So he's doing a great job. So yeah, when you do spot welds, you're welding something like that, you always want to give it just a tap, just to remind it that it needs to stay right there, and it doesn't try to move. Cool. Not only are we doing this for YouTube, this is also a mom project, so it's cool to see that both of us are in it. Well, we do this every day, so now you get to see a little bit of it. Pretty cool. Okay, there was a time where I was gas welding kind of frequently. I did a lot at nights. Um, when I was out there at Jeans, and I'm gonna try it. I'm not saying it's gonna work. I'll be able to see how much practice I need for sure. But I'm gonna try to do it without welding rod and then with the welding rod. So let's see what we got. Let's see what we can do. That was weird. Alright, just turn this up slowly. Maybe out of gas. Could be my problem. Oh. Okay. Now we're talking. Oh, this is hard. Oh, it's what I didn't want. So I've got my gas turned up a little too high. Let me turn it down. Let's go there. Let's open up that oxygen now. There we go. Nope. I've got my gas a little too high. Let's turn it down more. Is okay. Well, I guess it's not gonna work for me today. I really don't know what the issue is. All right. Well, I don't think it's gonna work with it. Let's see what we can do. See if we can get it hot enough to melt. Oh, now we're doing something. There we go. Now we've got it hot enough. So all we needed was just a little bit of heat. There you go. Look like I'll let you I'm gonna let it cool down, and then once it cools down, I will see if I can break it with my hands. If I can break it with my hands, it's probably not good. If I can't break it with my hands, then it probably is not bad. So, interesting. Now this one I'm going to weld with the rod and see what the business is. So it's pretty hot, and that's pretty much how they welded pre-war. And once the war started, they started adding rod. Not this kind of rod. This is the wrong kind of rod. This is actually for TIG welding. I've got rod for gas welding, but oh, I guess I didn't look hard enough. It's right there. So maybe I'll do another run with the correct welding rod. Dang, I stuttered there. All right. Well, I don't think it's gonna work with it. See what we can do. See if we can get it hot enough to melt. There you go. What it look like. I'll let you. I'm gonna let it cool down, and then once it cools down, I will see if I can break it with my hands. If I can break it with my hands, it's probably not good. If I can't break it with my hands, then it probably is not bad. So, interesting. Now this one I'm going to weld with the rod and see what the business is. So it's pretty hot, and it's pretty much how they welded pre-war. And once the war started, they started adding rod. Not this kind of rod. This is the wrong kind of rod. This is actually for TIG welding. I've got rod for gas welding, but oh, I guess I didn't look hard enough. It's right there. So maybe I'll do another run with the correct welding rod. Dang, I stuttered there. He's got the left side done. He's working on the right side. We're gonna call it for today. After he's finished with that, we'll pretty much be like welded to the floor, cab to the floor. It's not finished, but at least it's not moving. So, um, yeah, thank you again. Please like, join, share, subscribe, and take care of each other.